well. Figured I'd, oh, let me turn this light on too. All right, I figured I would show you how I file my nails. You know what? This looks a little... That's fine. So let me show you. You know what? I should probably cut these. I'll cut these in a second. You know what? Let me grab my scissors. All right. So for those of you that have been watching my stream for the last couple of months, what we're going to do today is a end of the month stream. So I just kind of do random stuff. That's kind of what we're going to do tonight. So it's kind of a little bit of a break from the seriousness. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how I file my nails. I don't do this every day. What I'm going to do right now, I don't do it every day. I get pretty lazy and I just, that's fine. But someone was asking me about it, so I figured I'd take this opportunity to show you how I do it. So first you want to make sure you start with a nail file like this. This is I bought this years ago. I've had this for, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. My dog bit it. My beagle, who passed away about a year and a half ago, I had to put her down. She chewed on it when she was a puppy. So that's how old this is. I never lost it. Nowadays, I don't use this one much anymore. I use the Strings by Mail, which is a nail file made of glass. And that one works really well. But my dog, Rip, he chewed it up, and because it's glass, it just broke. But luckily he didn't cut himself because I have it in like a protective thing like this. It's about the size. It's like a little sheath, right? And he just chewed it up, and yeah, it just shattered. So I got to order another one. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use this one. So the first thing, actually, let me grab my guitar. The first thing that you should probably do, if you're not sure how to file your nails properly, you don't know where to start, let me show you a real simple thing that you can do to help find the proper angle. Because you don't just shape them in whatever shape you feel like it. It's got to be a specific shape. So I don't have any sandpaper with me, but let's just pretend this is sandpaper. A coarse sandpaper. This is pretty fine. This is 4,000. I have, oh, well, let me talk about this. These I get from Strings by Mail. They come in a pack. They're just mesh paper. I think they call it mesh paper or something. And they're very fine grades of mesh. 4,000, 6,000, oops, 8,000, and then 12,000. Okay. There's higher numbers exist, lower numbers exist, obviously, but this is usually all I need. The first thing you would do is grab a sheet of sandpaper. You can get like some fine sandpaper from literally the hardware store. Cut it into a square, probably a little bit bigger than this. I'll flip it over so that you can see. And you would hold it over the strings. I see a bit bigger than this because this is kind of small to work with. And then all you would do is you would put your guitar down or on your lap like you're going to play, right, in the proper posture. So this is how I play the guitar, so this is how I would hold it. The sandpaper is over the strings. I make sure my posture is correct, my arm's in the right spot. And then all I do is play on the guitar over the sandpaper like this. Now this only works for me with the index and the middle finger. I don't use my ring finger for this. I only use this for my index and my middle finger. And I just keep going like this. And eventually you end up with an angle because you're filing your nails, right? That's literally what you're doing. And you'll end up seeing the angle that you should file. You discover the angle of your nail shape. Really simple. And then you just follow along that angle. You know what? Now I kind of wish I had some sandpaper so I can show you. You know what? Let me see if I have any in my case. Every once in a while, I think it's in there. I move it around all the time. No, it's not. That's unfortunate. You know what? Let me check one of my drawers. Hold on. Found some. So it's just basic sandpaper, 3M. This is 220. You can see it right there, 220. Okay. I'll go ahead and do it. I don't normally have to do this because I kind of know what the shape is, but I figured I might as well just show you exactly what the process is like. So it's, you know, it's a sizable square. It doesn't have to be this big. This is a little too big. But you just hold it over the strings. I'll do it this way. Yeah. Okay. And then you just go like this. Obviously, if you're not, you want to make sure, in order for this to be applied correctly, you have to make sure that you're playing properly with your fingers. Like you have the right follow through, okay? You're not clawing, you're not playing like this, because that's gonna change the angle. You're gonna end up filing the angle incorrectly. Lux, thank you, Lux. How you doing, man? So yeah, you have to make sure that your technique is correct. You're using the knuckles to move your fingers. You're not using these up here. You're moving your fingers from here, like that. And then you just kind of go. And you basically go until, right now, when I play, my fingertip isn't really touching the sandpaper. So you want to keep going until the fingertip is touching the sandpaper alongside your nail. That's how you know it's the proper length. So you just keep on going like this. So I'm trying to use the color of the block as the background. You can kind of see, it's hard to, maybe the lighting is really, let me see if I turn this one off. That's better, actually. There. You can already start to see the angle. I'm sorry. I'm trying. All right. I'm going to leave the light up because that actually looks better. What do you guys think? That lighting looks better, I think. It's a little darker in here, but It looks nice for the camera. Sometimes what I'll do also is I'll turn my wrist a little bit, like as if I'm trying to get a, like when you play guitar, when you start to, the more you play, the more you'll notice that if you turn your wrist in this way or that way, you get a warmer tone. Or you can kind of do little tweaks while you're playing. Your hand is never really stationary. It's always sort of moving here and there throughout the duration of a piece. So I kind of imitate that. So sometimes I'll do this. I don't know if you even notice that change. And then I'll go back here. Or I'll do this. I'll go back here. I'll go like this. Just to make sure I'm getting the proper angle. This is pretty good. What are you crying about? I just took him for a walk. He's got food, he's got water, I don't know. He's a little spoiled. What's your favorite Bach musical piece? I'm not sure I have one. I mean, it's hard to choose. Obviously, I haven't listened to everything that he's done. But the Chaconne is pretty good. The one for violin that's been arranged for guitar. The one that he wrote after the death of his first wife. That's a pretty massive piece. That's pretty amazing. But you got so much of his music sounds so good. Let me see if my dog wants to go outside. I'll be right back. Okay. So I feel like I'm kind of getting the right angle. Or I'm sorry, the right length. Yeah, I don't want to go too short. I'm going to stop there. All right, let me see if you guys can see this. There. I feel like an idiot trying to make this work. But come on. There. And you'll notice there are hard angles. So now what you want to do is you just want to, with this one, all you really want to do, I'm going to turn this light back on. Looks a little dark. Okay. Now I'll work it. I'll fix it later. And now what you want to do is you just want to round off the edges because you're going to have some hard angles. Your nail's going to go like this and then it's going to go straight across. So you want to just round off the edges, but you don't want to change the angle. So this one has two sides, it's a rougher side and a smoother side. So I just use the smoother side. And I just round off the edges. I also try and just get some of the side as well. What's up, Javesh? Would you say you are at your prime at guitar playing? No. I passed it, I think. Um, I missed it, I should say. I was, I did my 4 years undergrad. I did 2 years of a master's, but I only did 1 year of my 2 year master's program as classical. My second year, I started getting into composition, electric guitar, and just more experimental stuff. And that was the last time I was really serious about classical. And then ever since then, I would learn pieces here and there, but I didn't really keep it up. So I only recently started to practice very seriously in March. And I don't feel like I'll ever catch up to where I could have been. That's why I say I kind of feel like I missed the boat there. So it's a decision I regret. But at the same time, there's a lot of things I did do in place of that. So I don't regret it fully. But a part of me wishes I didn't stop playing seriously, because I don't know how good I would have been. But I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for. But I'm already, I'm older now, so I feel like my memory is slipping. It's things aren't sticking as much as they used to, and that's a huge disadvantage. All right, so now I rounded off one edge. Now I'm rounding off the other side. Now my index nail in particular, it likes to curve down, like it grows and then it goes down. So I like to get underneath it. And then I'm getting this part. So that gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So that there's no hook. I'm trying to get rid of the hook. All right, Javesh, take it easy, man. I mean, one of the reasons why I don't buff my nails regularly is just it takes time. I was like, I just don't want to bother with it, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But when I'm doing this is going to take longer. This is not just I'm buffing it. This is I'm shortening them. I'm reshaping them, realigning them, however, whatever words you want to use. And that's going to take longer than 20 minutes, as you'll see right now. You know what? I should take this off since I'm not working on that right now. There we go. Are you a music teacher? Yes. I teach at the local community college. And then I also do private lessons, and I do just general music for K through 8 school. So this one is a little bit more rounded now. See, we don't have a lot of those hard angles. And in comparison, you'll see it. Right there. There's a hard angle right here. So I got to get rid of that one. Well, there's two of them, but... And you'll find your own sort of ways to file your nails. You'll find your own preferred method. like this particular way I do it right here is this sort of motion I find works for me. All right, there we go. That's one side. Now I'm just going to get the other side. Now the side that's not making contact with the string, you don't technically need to file it, but you should anyways, because it's not going to be anywhere near the string, but might as well, you know? There we go. And I'll get underneath it just to kind of clean it up. And then maybe even a little over on top. Now it's round. This one needs that was pretty good actually. Now the ring finger, I actually make the side that's going to attack the string taller than the side that's not attacking the string. It's the opposite. So whereas the index and the middle finger, the nail kind of goes in this direction, where this is where the string is. Boom. The ring finger, it goes up, up, and then this way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can sort of see it. See? It's opposite. During the years you weren't doing classical stuff, I was in a band. I was in a band for like, might have been 6 years. It was a college band. Well, last year of college and then another 4 or 5 years after that. Yeah, we did all kinds of, we played shows, we released some albums and everything. I mean, we did the whole thing, like little regional tour. We didn't get really famous or anything, but you know, we released some EPs, 2 full lengths, you know. So this ring finger, like I said, it's opposite of the other two. It's counterintuitive because the ramp for the index is this way, middle finger is this way. For the ring finger, it's this way, even though the string is over here. So I know the shape, so I'm just gonna, this is kind of hard to explain unless you actually can see everything. So I'm just gonna bypass that. I'll just show you what it looks like at the end. The You, Me, and I. Here, I'll type it in the chat. You can find us on Spotify. You, Me, and Iowa. I realized about 5, 6 years in that it was just, it really wasn't for me. The lifestyle. Like we do shows, you know, and they'd start drinking. No, I would drink too, but I just didn't find it very exciting. Too much of a homebody, too much of a thinker. So like when we went on tour, like, oh, let's have some drinks before we play. Oh, let's have some drinks now that we're done playing. And then, you know, It's like, I just kind of want to go to sleep. I'm tired. But by then I was already teaching, so I'd be tired. But also, it just wasn't really, it didn't fit my personality. I consider myself more a composer than a rocker. I don't know. A favorite musician from recent times? I do not know. Favorites, I'm not sure I can do favorites. I don't listen to a lot of music these days. The last artist that I was really blown away by is Juana Molina and her album Halo. She's from Argentina. Really, really good. And Feist, of all people, Feist. And the album was Pleasure. Actually, one more. Natalia La... and that was... shoot, what was it? I don't know the name. It's in Spanish, so I don't know. It's very beautiful. Let me look it up. I think maybe there was a sweet spot for it because, you know, it reminds me of growing up, because this was how do I? Because I'm Mexican. Something or other. I'll just type that. You could, you'll find the rest here on your own. But those are the last 3 artists that I really listened to in those specific albums. Oh, it's not Natalia. There's an I in there. And it's not, I think people get surprised because it's not music for musicians. It's not artistry. It's not instrumental mastery. And at a certain time, or how do you say, people that study music tend to gravitate towards that, the mastery of the instrument. And then it just kind of gets, to me at least, it kills the magic. So I kind of just shy away from that stuff. I listen to stuff that's more artistry, creative artistry, as opposed to musical mastery. Pleasure sounds great. I'm listening to it. It's a really good album. Dude, the whole thing is amazing. I was blown away. You know, but people drop in my channel and they say, hey, do you know this? And they're listing all of these. Not all of them. But, you know, all of these musicians that are good musicians. But in my eyes, not good artists. That might sound a little controversial. All right, so here's my ring finger. See, it's backwards. See, the string comes on this side. See, whereas this one, middle finger. I guess maybe you could rewatch this and pause it when the camera's in focus. That's a good one right there. Boom. Thumb, I flatten it out. I keep the sides kind of like a flat top. I keep the sides more or less intact, and I flatten the top. That's true. Very few people who are a master at an instrument were also good songwriters. Yeah, it's kind of two different talents. Hard for someone to be born with both. Yeah. Like I want to hear music. I don't want to hear their talent. Like Tom Petty or Miles Davis. I mean, Tom Petty, for me at least. You know, um, Pink Floyd or Guthrie Govan. Pink Floyd, obviously. Like, that just seems like a obvious choice. Led Zeppelin or Steve Vai. Who would pick Steve Vai over Led Zeppelin? I mean, I know there there are people who would, but definitely not me. But yeah, it's all just preference. Is there any artist you just hate? No. Why would I hate? No. If I no, hate's kind of a strong word. I don't hate anybody, but I know what you're asking. Um, if there's no, you know who I really like, which I was surprised to discover? Billie Eilish. I think she's amazing. The music that her brother creates for her to sing over, really really good. And then just her manner of singing is to me unmatched. It's very authentic. You know, I don't know. I just feel like I can hear the authenticity. To me, at least. But obviously, not everyone's going to agree with me. But that's, in my eyes, true artistry. It's music. It sounds good. Oh, I think you read it. Do you like? Oh, do you have? Not really. I wasn't a huge fan of Oasis. My brother liked Oasis, just a popular song from the '90s. I mean, I don't think they're bad, but I'm not like a huge fan. It's Phineas, man. Yeah, her brother. He was great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I pointed that out. Like the music is like, dude, it just musically makes sense. I have very few criticisms or qualms. A couple, but for the most part, it's like, dude, he's right on. The only artists in the world who are that big and have full control over music. Yeah. All right, so the thumb is pretty much done as well. So I'll show you all the thumb. Just a second. All right. here's the thumb. Just like that. Okay, so now, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and, I really like these mesh papers because once you've used up that little piece of it, you just cut it and then it's brand new. That sounds brand new, so let me go ahead and do it with the others as well. Okay, so these, I can just throw that away. And now I have brand spanking new mesh paper. And then what I do is I put it right on, this is what I get from Strings by Mail. These are usually bigger, they're like this big, but I've been cutting it over the last couple weeks. I line it up to the edge like that. And then I go like this. And I make sure to get, let's pretend this is the surface of your nail, the edge of your nail. You get underneath it, you get right in front of it, and then you even get some of the top. So you get it all. And this is what takes the most time. So I'm getting underneath it, now right on the edge, and then I kind of turn my finger over, and now I'm kind of getting the top just a little bit. Okay, that's really it. Do the same thing with the other finger, middle finger. Arctic Monkeys. I don't know. I couldn't get used to the guy's voice. I had a hard time with his voice. Okay, ring finger. Of all the bands my friends in college introduced me to, the one that stuck out the most was Cursive. In particular, their album, The Ugly Organ. Type it in. I really, really enjoyed that album. But yeah, my friends in college, they listened to a lot of music. I didn't know any of these bands that they were introducing me to, and I was like, dude, that's... But at the same time, it's weird, because I knew a lot of bands, obviously from the classic rock era, because that's what I listened to growing up. And so they were discovering like the Doors and Pink Floyd. I'm just like, how do you not know these bands? Fleetwood Mac. They hit it off with the hipster crowd. I remember. Do you have any Black Sabbath records in that shelf? I don't think I do. It's just a mixture of random records. I don't even know what's in there. Rest in peace, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was his time. It would get, yeah. All right. So that's just one. That's the 4,000 mesh. So now I do it all over again with the 6,000 mesh. Favorite Led Zeppelin album? I don't know, man. I didn't really listen to the albums themselves. It's what my dad would always play it on the stereo, and I would just, so I'm familiar with a lot of the songs. I don't know the names of the songs, but Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, they have some amazing songs. Oceanside, I like. Is it called Oceanside? It's got some tremolo guitar. Achilles' Last Stand. That's one of their later songs, right? Immigrant Song. Moby Dick. Old Man Simon's here. How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. Yeah, when I listened to that song for the first time, I was like, I didn't even know it was Led Zeppelin. I'd never heard that one before. My dad never played it. And I was like, is that Led Zeppelin? It sounds like Led Zeppelin. And I looked it up. I figured out it was. Like, dude, this song's amazing. Just finish your evening run. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to be jumping in the pool tomorrow morning, get my 2,000 yards. That is a really good song. Yeah. But I think my favorite band when I was a kid was The Doors. Out of the three my dad listened to a lot, The Doors, Led Zeppelin, and Pink Floyd. No, there was four. The Doors, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Beatles. The Doors, for me, I really liked. But my dad listens to a lot of music. I didn't realize this until after I grew up. I was like, oh yeah, I know that song. Oh, my dad doesn't know. Oh yeah, I know that song, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that song I listened to growing up. He really, yeah, I was amazed when it dawned on me. He has good taste. Are you optimistic about the way music is progressing? Um, I don't know. Optimistic in some ways, pessimistic in others. It's going to progress in all kinds of directions. So, in that sense, definitely optimistic because it's not going to just go in one way. But I feel like music is retreating back to its separate tribes, and it's not all being curated. Of course, there are obviously standout exceptions, right? Like we mentioned, Billie Eilish. Taylor Swift is a really popular, one too. But I feel like, in the 90s, you play a song on the radio in a classroom setting, all the kids would know the song, right? But now you play a song in a classroom setting and like nobody knows that song. And you think everybody does, but everyone's in their own little world. That's what I'm saying. It's very tribal now. A lot of modern pop is increasing production value and a lot of the other aspects of music than just the music. A lot of modern pop is increasing production value and a lot of the other aspects of music than just the music. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be an aspect of it that kind of gets choked and squeezed for all it's worth and then becomes formulaic. The problem is the 60s, the 70s, even into the 80s. I mean, I guess you could say the 90s, but I think the 90s is kind of when it started to um, fall victim to this. But the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there was no roadmap. People were just writing what sounded good. And so what sounded good climbed to the top. And 90s, 2000s, then it became very about what works, what do we know works. I don't know, that's just my take. It's the tambourine, it's always there at the great songs. Billie Eilish is awesome. She is, honestly, a lot of stuff way nowadays, just as much as the music. Most of the biggest stars are great singers, but singing songs they did not write. Yeah, I mean, I noticed a trend years ago where all the R&B artists were just um, borrowing samples from songs from the 60s, the 70s, and 80s, turning it into a beat, and then just rapping over it. I was like, oh, okay, this is weird, you know? Kids know the ones that reach their cultural significance, the ones that are used in memes and movies. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Yeah. Music is being consumed in a very different format. It serves a very different purpose. Whereas before, this was before my time, but you just put the vinyl and then you listen to it. You sit in your bedroom and you just listen to it. All it is the music. A very different way of consuming it. Nowadays, it's wrapped it's tied to a video of some kind. So it becomes associated with comedic relief or something. So it's not just the music. Speaking as a teacher who keeps a tab on what kids know, looks they all use auto-tune. Yeah. Yeah, I was a high school teacher for about 13 years, so I mean, I experienced that too. And I was getting a lot of Hispanics, and they're like, "Play this song." I was like, "What song? I've never heard that song before in my life." And then like, over half the class, like, you don't know this song, Mrs. Stroud? I'm like, am I supposed to? I'm taking entirely way too long on this. Sabrina Carpenter is a good example of someone who never wrote a song and just performed stuff and is a star behind. Yeah, that's a thing. That's the thing. I've never heard her music, and if I have, I don't know that I've heard her music. People would judge me, but the instrumentals in the Sabrina Carpenter songs are really good to me. Yeah, I mean that's because those are the musicians or the ghost songwriters, putting it all together. Nothing wrong with saying that. Jack Antonoff. Yeah, I have no idea who that is, but I'm assuming he's the person that's behind some of the music of hers. Music for its own sake is only really done by people who play music and are in higher musical influence circles. Yeah? Even me, I tend to write, when I was writing, with a story in mind. Actually, I have a video I want to share with you guys. I'm going to end up posting this on YouTube too. I just recently submitted to CD Baby, the distribution company. It'll be on Spotify soon. It's just an album of music I wrote for animations. I rescored animations to practice, to hone my craft, I guess you could say. And they've never been released. I'm like, you know what? I should probably release them. So I don't know how far along into the mixing or mastering process they were, but I was like, you know what? It's been years. These tracks are like 10 years old. Let me just bump up the volume, slap some reverb on it, and then release it. It's got to get out there. So I'll show you guys soon. Band kids know actual music and listen to music for its own sake. Yeah, band kids are the smart ones. Definitely. Yeah. The songwriters who write for Sabrina Carpenter are often really good. Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, they're hiring the best. Kevin, how you doing, man? When you start the session? It's been about 53 minutes, so if you want to start it from the beginning, you can, or you could just wait until I finish, wrap it up here, and then just join in the conversation for now, and then watch it later. But yeah, I'm already finishing up. I already showed you how I shaped the nails and everything. But yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. I know I said I was going to do this, so I needed to make sure I did it for you. So I was a little bit late. I started on 7:15. When did you start this session? Oh, I think I just answered that. Even Taylor Swift, honestly, some instrumentals are great. I'm not a huge no, that's the wrong way to say it. I don't know a lot of her music. Something to do with Shake, Shake, Shake. I know that one. Old Looney Tunes style stuff. The maximum you'll see for the big artists nowadays is writing their own lyrics, and sometimes not even that. Yeah, the driving force behind musicians writing their own music is just the indie scene. And that's not going to go anyway anytime soon. That'll always be around. Her and her brother write most everything. Yeah, we were talking about her earlier. I was really drawn to. I was surprised. I was late to the Billie Eilish train. But I heard, I don't know the name of the song. It was released as a single. My Future or something like that. I was like, dude, this is really good. It's not what I was expecting at all. I'll watch you live and watch the beginning after. All right. Yeah. Of course, Kevin. Of course. Ocean, I know. I think it was, that was one of her earlier albums, right? It was Future. I think it's Future. Polyphia. I've heard of Polyphia. Not a huge fan. That kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Oh, I see. Oh, it's you, Jason. We were talking about this earlier. I I tend to gravitate towards creative artistry more than technical artistry, Jason. So when I watched him play his stuff, I was immediately kind of turned off. Like, oh, okay, I don't know. It's just they're putting the technical stuff on top of the creative over. I think they're valuing the technical aspect above the creative aspect, and to me that just doesn't sit well with me. Muck, how you doing? Oh, you deleted your. I don't know what you said, Muck, but it's good to see you. My future is a song. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Polyphia is doing something interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll give him a second listen then. Not my style, but I respect it. Nah, same. They're crazy, but I'm also not a fan. But I like the guitar he put out. The guitar, the way he plays the guitar, or like the actual guitar model. I don't know what you mean by that. Like he has a guitar model, like a signature model or something. All right, so we're done with the 8,000. Now we're just gonna finish it off with the 12,000. And like I said, you can I got this by Strings by Mail, from Strings by Mail, but I found on Amazon, I don't know who it was. Someone mentioned that you can get all the way up to like 20,000. I looked it up on Amazon and sure enough, you can. The guy said he sharpens his knives with it. I was like, okay. He has a popular signature nylon string. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't much like it, but it's unique. Interesting. You know who really blew me away when I was in college? The Mars Volta. And I noticed Rush fans loved the Mars Volta. I'm not a huge Rush fan. I know some of their bigger songs, but the Mars Volta was, dude, just like you watch them play and you're like, dude, like who would want to play after that? Deloused in the Comatorium. That was the album. Just humbled everybody. I'll type it in the chat. Mars Volta. Let me make sure I have the right album. Yeah. 2003. I forgot what finger I was on. I'm going to start over. Are you going to have time tonight to practice after you file? I don't know. It's an end of the month stream, so I kind of feel like, so the rule is anything goes. So maybe. I pulled out my electric guitar the last two end of the month streams. I have a video I want to share with all of you, so we'll probably watch that too. And then I kind of don't want to pull out my electric. It's put away. I got to get the cables, and my classicals were literally right here. It's like, I don't know. I watched most of the Bach piece you were playing in the morning session. It was so, thank you. That, dude, that's a tough piece. It doesn't help that I'm older now, so the notes don't want to stick. Also, my reading's improved. I think that's part of the problem. I don't have to memorize it because I could just look at the music. But part of the problem with that is I'm not looking at my guitar, so I can't focus on the musical elements. Perfect guitar for practicing classical guitar quietly. You know what you could do, Jason? I don't have it anymore, but you can get like a sponge, like those big yellow sponges that you would use for like a car wash or for washing your car, and just cut a piece kind of like this, and then shove it in between underneath the strings and push it all the way back. And that'll mute your guitar, so you could practice in the morning in case you don't want to wake anybody up. You could do that. More beats on Ableton. I'm going to show you something. It's not, I wouldn't call it a beat, but it's definitely something I wrote on Ableton. I already have it ready so I can show you guys. Did you? I'm assuming you listened to Cake. Jason's talking about a video I uploaded a couple weeks ago called Cake. I wrote it back in like 2016 or something. And it just kind of turned into this electronic dance beat. It came out pretty good. I like it. Any thoughts on rap music? I don't know. The problem I have with rap music is I don't listen to words. And rap music is all about the words. So they're rapping, and I'm like, I don't care what they're saying. And people are getting their minds blown because of what's being said. And I'm like, what did he say? What's going on? What, did he say something? Like, was it? Of course he said something, but I'm not impacted by the words. And rap music is all about the words. Beats are secondary. And the beats are not very interesting because most of the value is placed on the words. So it's not really something I listen to often. Although Eminem seems to stick out for whatever reason. There's this one rap, the Batman and Robin one, I don't know. That one's really funny. But the way he rapped, for whatever reason, I was drawn to the words. It was really odd. And his beats were creative. Beastie Boys is another one. I don't know. I hardly know any of Beastie Boys music, but of the ones I know, like they're pretty creative. In my opinion, the industry is so overburdened by AI, it has even infiltrated into the soundtracks of movies where a composer once wrote a sequence. Is now being it's scary, dude. AI. I saw this post on X. Luckily, the creative field wasn't a part of it, but it had all of the jobs that were going to be replaced that were most susceptible to AI replacement. And it was all information based. And then at the very, very bottom, it was like, obviously all of the trades. And I'm assuming all the creative stuff was kind of in the middle, maybe top middle, upper middle. But I mean, AI is coming for everyone, man. But the thing with AI is it relies on input, right? So it's only going to imitate for now. So, yeah, AI would not write music the same way, indie bands would write music because they're not following the formula. They're trying to do something different. You can also just fold a paper towel and do that. Yes, yeah. If you don't have a sponge, you could fold, or like a sock, roll it up maybe, do the same thing. Have you heard the song Ganania from Diego No, I have not. I have not heard that. Rap isn't all about words, it's also percussive. Yeah, I can see that. The rhythms are a big part of it. You're right. 50-50. You need a good instrumental to make the lyrics shine more. Okay, all right. You guys are probably right. I meant to write Diego del Morao. I think that's how you say that. I'm guilty of inputting to AI as well. I haven't done that yet, but I'm considering doing that. And I'll show you why once I show you this video. Do you mind showing close up your nails after? Yeah, I'm almost done here. I just need to get the thumb. And we'll be good to go. Your room seems a bit dimmer, does it? I mean, I didn't change the lighting or anything. AI is definitely a very useful tool. I just feel like a lot of people are relying on it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of people. By a lot of people, you mean students. All the students just cheating on tests, and it's pretty, yeah. Like, people just, they refuse to think. They refuse to use their own brains. I think it's good to recall information, but yeah, I would stray away from using it to produce. Just keep it as a, use it as a database, I guess. All right, so here we go, Kevin. Let me, I think if I turn this light off, it worked a little bit better. And then the ring finger is opposite. That's what I use. Now the angle is going to be a little bit different for you because I found this angle in a very specific way, which you'll see. I use a sandpaper. I explained that, but yeah. All right, let's see. Let me turn this back on. Maybe, yeah. Much shorter than what I thought. Yeah. I've played with shorter nails. Oh yeah. Listen to that. Oh. That one feels a little short, to be honest. But index finger feels great. Oh, thumb, yeah. Thumb is more like it's pretty simple flat top. There you go. Now let me see. Just play the first couple measures of the fugue here. Yeah, the middle finger's too short. I got to get used to the length. Because I'm missing strings. But yeah, that's it. Thumb looks short. Yeah, it does feel a little short, but it's not that bad. They'll grow back. They'll grow back. I should probably do the same. My nails are too long. Maybe that causes it to be hard. Maybe that causes it to be so hard to play with my, yeah. The longer they get, the harder it is to play. Because then they're restricting the free flow. They'll snag. But yeah, also every time I do this, what I just did, it took about an hour. Granted, I was talking. I have to adjust my playing. Like, oh, okay, or I'll miss strings because, they're short. And I was used to them, the last time I was playing, they were a little bit longer, so I adjusted. So that's what I found. But yeah. Okay, guys, I have a video I want to show you all. Where is it? Here. So I'll end up posting this on YouTube at some point. But again, I submitted to CD Baby, which distributes your music across all these platforms, yesterday, of a bunch of music that I wrote for animations that I rescored. So I just found music. I found animations on Vivo.com. I think maybe one or two on YouTube. I don't know. It's a long time ago. And I just captured the screen. So I had the video without the audio. And then I just wrote music for it. And then I slapped the music onto the video. So I have a 13-minute video that explains whatever it is I was explaining. I don't know. I posted this on X a little while ago, like November, October of last year. And it's just been sitting here. And before I posted on YouTube, I wanted to make sure I had it released on Spotify. So once it's released on Spotify, I don't know how many days it's going to take. I'll post this on YouTube. And this will become like its own series because I have quite a few of them. So here we go. Nice point about adjusting. Yeah, hopefully you are closer to the monetization goal. Yeah, I'm about 250 away. I keep liking your videos every time. I appreciate that, Kaven. I hope I really sincerely hope everybody's doing that. Or just, if you got to step away, fire it up on the computer, hit the like button, let it play, and then go do what you got to do. That would be great, guys. Okay, so here it is. I'm just going to be quiet now. Oops, where'd it go? This one. All right. Is it going to play?
All right. Welcome back, everybody. My name is
I'm going to mute
Niso,
myself.
and I'm going to share with you another composition I wrote many years ago, this one in 2014. And I wrote it to practice writing for film. And in order to do that, I looked for animations and films, short films that I liked online, and wrote to them. And that's it. So this one's called Little Boat. It's based off of an animation called Little Boat. Huge shout out to Nelson Bowles, who is the one who created this animation, without whom this video would not be possible, the music would not have been written, and I would not have content for to share with all of you. So yes, thank you, Nelson. By the way, Nelson, I'm sorry if you're seeing this. The cropped size on this video, I understand that's a huge detail for animators. The width, the ratio of the video itself. I'm not a video guy. I couldn't figure out how to do it, so but this is the best I could do, and I apologize. So anyways, okay, so let's get into the music. I've actually tried this a couple of times already. I think this is my third take. I missed a couple of things in the first one, a few more in the second one, and so we'll see if we can make this one the one we keep. Okay, so we're going to start with a guitar. The guitar is the only instrument that was actually recorded. Everything else is a virtual instrument. But it turns out it actually turned out all right. It sounds fairly natural. Now the video, the animation is very light. There's no music in its original form, and I think it's actually amazing without the music. But I just needed something to practice on, something that I could practice with. So I just found this one. I liked it. I wrote on top of it. So in honor of that sort of light feel, I tried to write something that was light. I don't know how else to say it. So here's the chord progression for the guitar, or for the song, I should say. And it's fairly simple. Again, keeping in line with that simplicity that the video sort of portrays. And that's really it. Very simple. 2 chords, both major 7th chords, so they sound pretty. Let's go ahead and move on to the drums. Now again, everything is virtual instruments, so the drums aren't real. I just played it probably on a MIDI controller, probably my push controller. which is exclusive to Ableton. But here, by the way, all the tracks in white, I color coded them white because anything percussion needs to be white. Why? Because I actually have a replica Beatles drum set, Ringo Starr drum set, the Ludwig, the really famous silvery black gray white kit. And so I just figured, you know what, let's just make everything percussion white. And so that's been the thing I do ever since. So here's the drums. I chose a jazz set again so that it's not heavy, so it's again light. That's the majority of the beat. That's it. See? Look, it's all the same thing. That's everything. Now, one thing, for those of you that are doing this kind of work, you may already know this, but I figured I'd share. You don't want the hits on your drums to be right on time. See how this one's a little off? That's actually good. You don't want it perfect. If it's too perfect, it sounds like a robot, right? Humans are innately imperfect, right? And so we want to actually make it sound like the drums are being played by a human. So, see, this one's good. So some of these are not on. Now, I didn't do that with everything. The snare, brush, all of these are right on. But I kind of got away with it because it's not a hit. It's a brush. So it's kind of hidden. Let's see what I did with the kick. I think the kicks, if I remember on my previous takes, they're pretty spot on. Yeah, see, these are pretty spot on. See, that's not good. Actually, that one's not. That one's a little off, but that's almost. That one almost doesn't count. But yeah, those are all off. Or I should say, they're all on, which makes it sound off, right? Makes it sound like a robot. So those are the drums. Let's see. Percussion. What is this? Oh, yes. Again, and I'm going to keep saying this, sticking with that light feel, you're going to have some triangles and a type of auxiliary percussion. It's like a type of shaker, but it's not really a shaker. It's like those it's like it's this, I don't even know what it's called. It's like this it looks like some type of vegetable or fruit that's been hardened, and then you have beads around it, and you just move the beads around, and it, creates a percussive sound. So here's this. That's all it is. Okay, it only happens 4 times. I think it happens more in the second half. Yeah, or a total of 7 times. But it makes all the difference. Trust me, when you hear it, you'll know what I mean. So there's that. We got some bongos. This one I wanted to be, if I remember, I wanted it to be in the background. So you'll hear it. It doesn't sound directly in front of you. There's some reverb in there. Really simple pattern. And that's it. Also, by the way, going back to that sort of making it sound human, that human element, you can notice right here, all of these circles, they're all different volumes, velocity. If they're all the same level when it comes to velocity, it's going to sound really bad. So just fool around with that if you're doing this kind of stuff. So those are the drums. So let's hear the drums and the guitar together. Shoot, I have to use this because the wheel on my mouse doesn't work anymore. Okay. It's a little inconvenient, that's for sure. And the guitar, which one is it? Wait, what? Yeah, okay. So here it is. Here's the beginning. You know what? Let me just go right to the where everything comes in together. The shaker, I don't think I talked about that, but there's the shaker. That's the heart of the song. That's the vibe, and it remains throughout the majority of it, except for obviously the middle. Let's see. I'm gonna skip over the bass. It's just a bass, pretty straightforward bass line. I probably should have recorded the bass naturally, but it's all right. I'm tempted to go in as I'm going through all of these older compositions and rework them, but at the same time, I sort of want it frozen because that's where I was at the time. Just leave it as is, and just do do better next time. That's kind of what I'm forcing myself to think about it, to think about when I think about that. Okay, so here we have some strings, a little splash of strings. Never hurt anybody. That's it. That's all it is. It just repeats. You can see it very clearly. That's all it does. Okay, but everything has its place, right? Nothing's stepping on each other's toes, which is a really important lesson that you need to learn if you're doing this stuff. You just don't want everything blaring out at you. Oh, this part and that part and this other part. It's all coming at you at once. Like we can't hear all those parts all at the same time. Let's see. Oh, I'm giving it away. I forgot to solo it. So there's that. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll do it again. Okay, nice little kid-like sound. And you'll see what, and when you watch the video, you'll see why I chose that. Let's see, what is this? Okay, that's it. That's all it is. Da-da-da-da. And then that's it. Okay, everything's sparse. Here we have a melody for the first time. And I doubled it up. One thing you don't want to do if you're doubling up, don't copy-paste. I probably did this copy-paste. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely looks copy-paste. You see how these are exactly in line? This line, and then this line, I mean the horizontal line. I don't think you can see my cursor, but they're all in the same spot. So I just copy paste. Don't do that. That's bad. You want to just play it again so that you capture the imperfections when it comes to timing. So you capture that human element. But here's this. You know what? Let's do that again. I'm going to add the guitar. No, that's not the guitar. Here, let's add this guitar. So you can hear the harmonies. The harmonies make a huge difference. Notice the melody's a lot of held notes. So it's there, but it's not in the way. And then that one little splash of, drawing attention to itself. Dun, 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 dun. But just a couple of notes here, hold, couple of notes here, hold, okay? And that kind of helps glue it all together with that kind of a vibe. I also have some sound effects. I think that's enough for the instruments. There might be a couple other things here. What is this? I'm probably going to end up going through all of it. Yeah, so there's that. I guess this instrument is called African bars. They're just presets from the Ableton library. Whether or not I modified them, I have no idea. It was 10 years ago. But that's it. Okay, so let's go over these sound effects. Sound effects were crucial. I wanted to emphasize some of the stuff that you see. So this, I believe, is when there are stars. Let's see. Yeah. So that's that is a representation of the stars, and you'll see them and hopefully hear that together when you watch the video. And here, moon, this is exactly what it is. It's a representation of the moon that you'll see in the video. That's all it is. Okay? So before I go, let me make sure this is the take I keep by going down the list here. Drums we went over, so that I don't have to do another take. Guitar we went over. Bass, I think I just ignored that, but it's just simple stuff. Strings we went over. Yeah, we got everything. All right. So I'm actually not going to play the song here, the instrumental. If you want to hear it, watch the video. I also will post the video with this music in the same post. So thank you very much. if you have any questions, let me know. If there are ways you think I can improve the breakdown of the music or anything at all, something maybe I haven't thought of, which is probably a lot, feel free to let me know, and so I can continue providing content that you want to engage in, and just make it better for all of you. Okay, so thank you once again, and yeah, take it easy.
All right, so there's that video, kind of explaining everything. Let me turn that off. Okay, so now I'm a composer, and I appreciate you sharing this. Awesome, dude. Yeah, well, I guess you could say fellow composer. I don't know what I am. Classical guitarist, composer, you know, kind of trying to do it all. Okay, so I have the actual animation here as well. So let me close this one, and then let me open so you can see the video, the video with my music. Like I said, the video doesn't originally have any music. It's just the animation with a couple of sound effects. Let me pull it up. Oh shoot. Let's see if I can find it. Uh-oh, I should have gotten this ready. Here, I think this is it. Why isn't it playing? Oh, let me turn it up. Okay, good. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself as soon as I get this ready. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, so there it is. Hopefully you guys liked it. I think your music blended nicely with the boat traveling through different scenes. Nice surprise. Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to mention this the middle because a couple of reactions I've gotten are like, oh, something's wrong. I think like my cable's messed up. But no, it's a part of the. It was a part of it. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys like that one. I really like that one. So that's one of a handful of them. Yeah. So again, once the distribution goes through, you can listen to the track on Spotify without obviously the sound effects. It's just the music. Thought something was broken. Yeah. It's funny. That was not the goal. The goal was just to kind of emphasize the storm and how like, oh my goodness, that whole intense moment. And then when I saw someone, I think I showed my dad. He's like, oh, what happened? What's going on? That's when I realized, oh, you know what? I think everyone's going to have the same reaction. But yeah. So there's one of the things I wanted to share with you all tonight. What else? I do have another one, but I kind of want to save it for next time. I don't think I have. Let me see. 1 second. Where is it? Here. Let's go to this post. Sorry guys, 1 second. Let me. When was this? November. Scrabblebees, what's up, man? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well too. Yeah, I'm just sharing some of my compositions. I'm almost there, guys. 1 second. Here. Oh, it looks like I didn't. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna save this one for next time. But yeah, so over the course of the next several months, I'll be posting videos like that on my YouTube channel. So it's not just classical guitar. I'll watch the video after you are finished tonight, but do you mind saying if the nails are symmetrical? I don't know what you mean symmetrical. No, not really. Like right side length is equal to left? No, definitely not. Here, I'll show you again. Look at the ring finger. That's definitely not symmetrical. Right, maybe the middle finger, but okay, if I put it in front of my face, maybe that one is a little bit, but yeah. Well, shoot. I mean, I guess I could just practice for the last half hour. Unless you guys want to chat about something else. Thumb is probably the most symmetrical. The most symmetrical. Oh, shoot. That's pretty symmetrical. Yeah. Here, I'll play some stuff. See if I remember how to play some of these pieces. I'll play some simple pieces for all of you. You could always compare my guitar to you on YouTube to prove how good you are. Nah. I had to blow off the nail dust off my guitar. Actually, you know what? Nah, I probably shouldn't. Oh wait. There, you know what? There's one. Let me see. Nah. I'll wait. You're the best. I'm definitely not the best, but I appreciate the sentiment. Here, I'll serenade you guys. Do something really simple. I'll probably screw up the pieces because the only time I play guitar is when I'm streaming. So if you haven't seen me play these, it's because I haven't. It means I haven't played these. Do Romance, really popular one. Do you mind pronouncing your name once? I think I know it, but just want to make sure. Sure. Tizoc Estrada. It would be the proper pronunciation. Romance. I like to do this at the end. It's not notated in it, but it sounds nice. I play the same song, but not half as nice. Yeah, that one gets a lot of people. It tugs on their heartstrings. It's a really simple piece. Beginner. Late beginner piece because of the bars. Reminds me of jazz band guitar tryouts. Yeah. It's a really famous one. I could probably do Lagrima. Let's see. I gotta get used to the nails, the length. Whoops. There it is. The major section is difficult for me to play without problem. Yeah, this you're talking about Romance, I think. Yeah, that's why I said late beginner. These are the bars. I think this one is well, the first one was not Tarrega. This one is Tarrega. What was I just playing? Lagrima. Yeah, Lagrima is Tarrega. The Romance is anonymous. I still don't know how I made it into jazz band. I smoked some. I don't know either, Scrabble. Yes, it means tear. Lagrima means tear, teardrop. Don't repeat my messages, but I mean, Lagrima is usually paired up with Adelita, so let's see if I remember that one. Yeah. Oops. I definitely kind of play with the rhythm a bit too much. I know that. I'm aware. Is that right? Sure. So I started with Romance, and then I did Lagrima. I think there's an accent on that first A, by the way. So technically it's this. And then Adelita. Even when you mess with it, it's so smooth. Thank you. It's how the writers would like it, in my opinion. Do you mind? Writers, when smart, leave room for interpretation. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's actually a good point. Let's see if I could play one of my originals. See how far I get. It's pretty short. That's it. That one I kind of got to dust that one off. Mr. Ray, good to see you, man. Yeah. How'd you learn Irish? I've had one person say that sounds Irish to me. And it's just what came out, man. I don't know what to tell you. I just let the music flow out of me. Call me a river dancer. Do I know any pieces in drop D that I could play right now? Probably not. I could probably butcher Capriccio out of it. What piece was that? That was the piece I wrote in college. Yeah, I know the intro. I swear I know it. Very not very balanced, but no, you got to be extra dramatic. That needs work. Let's see how far I get. It's going to be pretty bad, but... Oh. There it is. good I'm doing this though, because I'm adjusting. I think that's right. I think this may be where where the well runs dry. I forgot it from there. No. I used to play that a lot faster. Favorite part? There you go. Mistakes and all. How do your left-hand fingers feel after? They don't feel that bad. I mean, I play 4 hours a day, so it's not anything out of the ordinary. It's literally the best music. Thanks. It's just a chin rest. Yeah, a chin rest, because I do this a lot. Yeah. I'm sensitive as a 30-year-old guitar strings, so you don't gotta go anywhere, dude. Bro, are you going to make me buy that sheet music when I still need to do run? All right, Scrabble, take it easy, man. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's a great piece. You know what I played? I think it was this morning. Actually, are there any other pieces I could play drop D? Probably not. Maybe Julia Florida? I don't know the whole thing. I could maybe play the intro. I don't remember. I would need the music. This is why you not come to the chast too often. Good night to you too, and thanks for all. What? What's going on? Did I miss something? I thought you guys were all just having a good time. Huh. Okay. Hey, let me do it. Let me do it one more time. See if some of it comes back. Scrabble Dees was making fun of me and my comments. I didn't notice. All right, well. Huh. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Kevin. I don't think he meant anything in a negative way. I didn't read anything that seemed offensive. I think so. played it. I played it earlier today. Something like that. That was pretty bad. As in not good. What piece is that? This is okay, this is that was called Maria. That's also by Tarrega. It's just called Maria. Oh, there's this one. Marietta, I think. Got it. Shoot, honestly, I haven't played anything else, so everything else that I've played in the past is just deep in the recesses of my mind, and I need to dig it all out. If I don't feel safe here to comment, I will probably not do that, especially if that smart guy Scrabblebees is here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't worry about it, Kevin. I know a little bit of, let's see, La Catedral. Let's see. What's crazy? I'm feeling a lot of tension in my hand and in my elbow because when I learned those pieces, I was younger, so my body could take the abuse, and I was not playing as relaxed as I should. So I'm playing them the way I practiced them way back then, which is with a lot of tension, and I'm noticing, wow, that's really wearing down my hand and my wrist. Interesting. That's very interesting. There's a bug in here. Well, I mean, that's really about it, guys. That was pretty much the stream. Oh, what's up, Javesh? Yeah, I actually feel, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna stop. That's not good. All right, back to our normal, regularly scheduled program tomorrow morning. Playing the fugue in a very slow, methodical, relaxed manner. dude, I would have to relearn all of those pieces. Not relearn them, but practice them with a relaxed hand if I wanted to play those regularly. Whew, that's really strange because nothing that I played is as technically demanding as the fugue or the Cordoba for that reason. Yet my hand is feeling worn out already. Interesting. But it's about you continuously playing. No, so thanks for sharing the nails again. I'll make sure to watch the start of the video. Yeah, Kevin, just watch the start of the video. I go over everything thoroughly. I thought you got kicked out. Well, I mean, you're probably misbehaving. I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, anyways, guys, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the nail care tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed the composition that I wrote, the video, as well as the animation. And the few pieces that I managed to play, even if they were a bit unrehearsed. So you got kicked out, huh? Well, don't be late. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shower, head to bed. I gotta wake up early, get in the water, and get my workout in. That makes sense. You know the story about Barrio submitting pieces to Segovia at Legend? I'll talk about it next time I'm here. Okay, yeah, I'll remind you about that. I'm interested to hear all about it. Okay, you guys take it easy. See you next time.